Oh, get yourselves ready for a dusting of Darren Casey.
Hi, Tony. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, Darren, it's great to have you here. You know we love it.
Yes, you always say that, and it's great that you do.
Because we do, I wouldn't lie.
So we were just off air then, and we talked about Guido and how Guido just wouldn't make it in today's politically correct world.
No, people would have conniptions and they'd need to go to their safe spaces and they'd need to see their counsellors about it.
Yeah, because you did a lot of homophobic stuff. You often accused the people whoever you were pranking.
Yeah.
Once they detected that you were not real or something.
Yeah.
You would accuse them of being gay.
Yeah, well, no, the word poof was thrown around.
Yeah.
With some sort of abandon, I'm not sure which.
Well, gay abandon.
Oh, okay, well, there you go. Yeah. But it was
all
never
good
like
fun. It was a different era.
I know, but it was never kind of intended to be a slur. It was just to Guido. Everybody was that. Even his dad. You know, anybody who wasn't Guido was less of a man. That's how he thought. Yeah.
Well put.
Thank you.
Well explained, because I never understood.
Well, it's
Guido.
deeply complex. You wouldn't. It's
a tortured character. He was a deeply troubled and artistically flawed kind of guy.
Yeah, but aren't the best characters like that?
Yeah, well, they all are. Yeah, that's what comes out in them.
I always felt Dame Edna Everage was struggling with something.
Yeah, probably.
Like, wasn't really a woman?
Yeah. What are you saying?
Oh, I don't know. It's too soon after the death of...
You're making trouble.
I don't mean to.
Oh, if you can't deny things, you're not allowed an opinion, Tony.
Oh no, sorry.
Have an opinion.
No, well, you know what I've got to do? I've got to make way for somebody who's not like me. All right, who's not like middle-aged white male.
White male.
Yeah.
There's a white face. There's a pub somewhere or a brewery. Might be it's in America, and they named their beers after different breeds of hare, or in America they call them jackrabbits.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So the different beers, one of the beers is called Whiteface.
Yeah.
Because that's the breed, that's what they call that breed of jackrabbit.
Right, yep.
It's a whiteface. It's probably got a white face.
Yeah.
And somebody thought that was a bit racist.
Yeah.
So they don't call him, now they've changed that one to Happy Jack.
Oh, good. Oof.
There's so much of this stuff. I don't know if it's my algorithm taking me to it, but you go to those garbagey news sites and it's just all trans and
this, that and the other. We need to be talking about who wins dog shows, like Buddy Holly, the petite basset griffin, Vendine, named Best in Show at the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show. That sort of stuff your algorithm needs to be leading you by the nose to, Darren.
Yeah, that's what I need. Everyone else is just punching on. Some trans was calling someone a Karen.
Oh,
Karen.
Let them. It's young people's stuff.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. But then they'll come and get us in our aged care home.
No, well, you know what? It's anti-revolution doesn't care about the very young or the very old. They just don't. So we're soon to be very old and useless to everyone, Darren. Let's just embrace that.
I love what you're saying. There are tears in my eyes.
Oh.
It's emotional. You've lifted me up.
Like wings of an angel or an eagle.
Yeah. Okay, what about the Tasmanian footy team? The Devils. It's a bit like the Demons.
Yeah, I reckon we can have both. Devils, demons, you know. Yeah.
Well, they're actually naming them after an animal, I guess, rather than an actual devil.
Right, good point.
Because at first I thought, well, hang on, devils and demons, wouldn't Melbourne have something to say about that? But it's not really a devil, as in a satanic devil. I guess it's the animal, the devil. So they'll have an animal face on their Guernseys.
On their jerseys.
merch, you know.
Yeah.
But I thought maybe they could be called the apples. I don't think they grow any down there, but they used to. It's called the Apple Isle.
True, but I mean, to me,
the apples. Here come the apples.
I get that, but you always want a name that's going to strike a little bit of fear into an opponent's heart, and who's going to fear apples?
That's true. Oh no, those apples!
And
they're awful.
Unless
and you can already see the headline when they play badly. Rotten apples.
Yeah, or apples in bruising encounter.
Yes, or wow, what a citrus display that was.
Yeah.
What an acidic performance.
Yeah.
We've already written it.
Loss hurts apples to the core.
Oh. On that, though, wanting a more fearsome name, Melbourne used to be called the Fuchsias.
Oh, get out.
Which is, I guess, a blue and red. I know it's a flower. I'm assuming it's blue and red. And they wanted something more frightening. So they went all in and chose Satan.
Right.
I would have loved to have been at that meeting. Flower, fuchsias. I don't think anyone's scared of a blue and red flower. We need something more frightening. What about Satan? Yeah. Let's be the demons.
Yeah.
Let's get the pitchfork, the trident.
Yeah.
And it worked. They won about 20 premierships in 20 years. Yeah. So there you go.
Great.
Demonic. Satan. Got a lot of bad press, Satan.
Well, yeah, and rightly so. That's the whole point of him.
Yeah, what if he ended up on the chat show, the chat after dinner chat circuit, and he'd be opening each speech with, "You've probably heard some negative things about me." Right. He'd have to open with that every show, and he'd get a laugh.
He would. And then he'd put out a book, and then there'd be a PR tour, and there'd be lots of softball interviews.
Do you believe in Satan?
Well, I think there's evil in the world, and if you want to personify it or put it down to one kind of, I don't know, one
bloke.
Yeah, one bloke or one temporal presence, then yeah.
Fair enough. I get what you're saying. It's that kind of segment. We say things from the heart.
He smells of sulphur. That's often said.
Is that what they say? Yeah. He smells of sulphur.
Yeah.
It is a pretty bad smell.
Yeah, it is.
Whew. Is that you, Satan? Oh. Whew. Hey, I hope someone open a window here.
Yeah. Come on.
Ooh.
Hey.
Ooh.
Oh, who cut the cheese? Come on.
What a couple of old jokers we are. It's disgusting. There's a town in England or a municipality, they've banned hoodies or the wearing of the hood.
Well,
you can't put your hood on your head because of a bad behaviour or something. I guess some delinquent crime must be on the up or something, so they've banned the wearing of hoodies.
Well, that's got to be a blow to the Hobbit community.
Yes, and anyone who wears a hoodie. I mean, you can take off your hoodie, you can still walk down the street swinging a blood-stained axe, right, okay. Working it in a chopping motion as you're going through a mall. Right. As long as you don't have your hoodie on.
Good.
No problems there. Yeah. No problems with that guy with the samurai sword swirling it around in a crowded area. Right. That's fine. But if he puts his hoodie on,
right,
some high-hatted Bobby's going to get him. So that's a thing. What about the coronation? Did you watch the coronation?
I watched a lot of it, Darren.
Okay. Now, I didn't think you would have. I thought you would have not been interested.
I was very interested, and my wife and I were on the couch having a good old look at it.
Well, so I wasn't that interested, but then once my wife had it on, and once I heard the music, I don't mind a big church choir singing the old English stuff. It's a bit haunting. I quite like it.
Yeah.
So I was attracted by the music, and then I got stuck watching it. He looked a bit sad. Poor old King.
Oh, yeah, I get that, but you waited an entire lifetime, longer than most people's lifetimes, to be honest.
Yeah.
For that moment, I don't know, there'd be a lot of complex emotions swirling about, or as he would say, swirling about.
I thought it was like watching a series, watching an episode of Blackadder without the laugh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I'd pay that.
It was Blackadder gowns. There's a lot of old English stuff going on. I like the fact that he got all those the regalia. It was like he'd been on a game show. You know, you've won, and well done. You've done well, and you get this. And they've pulled out he got the spurs, right. A little bit of sexy stuff. There was the sword. Oh, no, but there's more. He got the bracelets of sincerity.
Yeah.
He got a blanket of Jewishness.
Yeah.
An orb. The Sikhs gave him, I think it was like an oven mitt.
Yeah.
He got the scepter of kingly power and the rod of equity.
Yeah, he really cleaned up.
Holding all this stuff. And thanks for coming on the show today, King. You've off you go. You get all this stuff if you're the king. You put the glove on and
right.
All that stuff. You remember all that?
Yeah, and he's promised to come back next week.
Yeah. Do you accept the challenge? Well, thank you, I do. Just let me get my orb of ignorance or whatever that one was. Yeah, you got all that stuff. Other observations. I thought I was watching all the horses, and I came back I put the kettle on. I came back and they erected a screen.
Yes.
And I thought maybe one of the horses had gone down.
Darren.
The horses had an orchestra. No, the brass band. Did you know that they were on horseback?
No, I didn't. But that's some pretty nifty. I mean, you can play the piano. How about you try that on a back of a horse? Exactly.
Well, I know that Gene Autry used to play guitar on a horse.
Yeah.
It's like a singing cowboy thing, but this was the whole band. They're on horseback, and then I noticed that guy's holding some kind of trombone. And then I realised the band were all sitting on horses, clomping down the street. I didn't see them playing, but they were holding instruments. So there you go.
Well, that's extraordinary to be able to, because what I noticed was there was one regiment or whatever it was. They had to hold the reins in one hand while holding a sword vertically with the other. Now that's not an easy thing to do.
Yep. No, I agree. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on. And I think that was all of my observations. My favourite hat was Anne.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Sort of a piratey kind of hat on.
Yeah. Yep.
Did you see the photo where Harry was standing behind her and the feather sticking out of her hat completely masked his face?
Yes, I did see that.
And someone said, and Harry was there, but Anne was having none of it. She's front blocking his whole face.
She told him where to go.
Yeah, she was having none of it. She's not copying that.
Right. And good on her.
Yeah. Is the Spanish tennis worth talking about?
It always is, with the delightful, what's his name?
Don't know, because I know you're more into tennis. I'm not into tennis, so I don't know how big a deal Spanish tennis is. But there was this cake incident. The guy got a massive piece of cake, but he was a Spanish national winning a big event, and then a woman the next day only got a little bit of cake or something.
Oh, okay. Oh, no.
They turned that into sexism.
Of course they did. There can be no other reason for it.
But if they gave her a massive piece of cake, isn't that somehow interpreted as something?
Yes, it would be.
You don't offer a lady an enormous piece of cake. What do you think I am, some sort of guts?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that would have happened.
Can't win.
No.
And what about the ball girls? The ball models? Do you know about that?
No, I don't.
Following that other. All right, so they had ball boys.
Yeah.
This is a bit 70s, but they've also decided to have some ball models. They've recruited models, brackets, attractive young ladies, and put them in little pleated skirts.
Yeah.
It's like the 70s. And they were the ball girls. And, of course, that all got shouted down. You can't do that. And then the next day they were in sort of baggy, shapeless shorts.
Hang on, were the girls themselves allowed to choose or not?
Well, no, I think it was a uniform that they were given.
Right.
But it was pretty short. I mean, they were little pleated skirts. They were.
Yeah.
There was one sort of shot that you keep seeing of this blonde girl, and it would attract the eye. I think if you'd gone to watch the tennis, you would find yourself looking at the girls. Very short, and they weren't little kids. Like, ball boys and ball girls are normally sort of kids, aren't they?
Well, yeah, they are.
They're like 20-year-old girls in little skirts anyway, but anyway, they've shouted that down. You can't have that.
Yeah, okay. Well, good. You know, there's another job taken from women. It should be good. What we need is non-binary or non-gender specific life forms, and they needn't necessarily be humans. Or we could just have some obese people on mobility scooters to do it, because that would be inclusive, wouldn't it?
Yep. Or robots.
Or AI. Let's have AI.
I read an article about the guy was saying he got a call, a phone salesperson trying to sell him stuff over the phone, and it was a robot.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me at all. God.
I loved it. It was brilliant. He reckons it even had a little chuckle.
Oh, get out.
Yeah, would you like to buy these protein meat? Or whatever it was, but it threw in a little... How can a robot possibly know to laugh? How can a robot have a sense of humour?
It's been programmed that way by a nerd, and nerds are known for not having a sense of humour unless it's to do with Monty Python.
Oh, they reckon they're using AI to write jokes. And the only example I've heard wasn't someone put 3 subjects in and it just balls them around and made a sentence out of them, but it wasn't a joke.
Well, if you remember the computer in The Simpsons, the DJ3000 was a computer that was able to make jokes, and its joke was, "What about those clowns in Congress? What a bunch of clowns." And one of the DJs looked at it and said, "How does he keep up with the news like that?"
All right. You'll love this. We're going back to England. Do you know about the Somerset gimp?
No, it's about time we talked about that, though.
The Somerset gimp has struck again.
Right.
Was the headline.
Okay.
And in Somerset, some guy's dressing up in a full gimp out, like a full latex bodysuit over his head with a rather creepy sort of black mask, white crosses on the eyes. He's been busted before, and he's struck again, and he will sort of run out in front of a car.
Why?
Just to freak people out.
Okay, very silly.
And it would be pretty creepy. And he's come running out and startled a woman.
Yeah.
And she thought it was a badger.
Okay.
Because I didn't know this, Tony, but during mating season, English badgers dress in full latex.
Okay. Of course they do.
Yeah. Of course they do. But, so he's a gimp, not to be confused with the Middlesex gimp and the inner urban Greater London gimp, but he's known as the Somerset gimp.
Right.
And he's startling people. But what if he tries it on with a car full of gimpaphobes?
Okay.
They're not going to be having any of that.
All right, talk us through that collision.
Well, they'd get out and beat him up.
Well, yeah, and that'd just be nature in all its glory, you know, food chain and apex predators and all that.
Well, I found out that if you are going to beat up a gimp, what you've got to do is you locate the chin. Once you've found the chin, you can then perform some music on it.
Okay.
You didn't know where I was
I didn't
going,
know
you
where you were
idiot.
going with that.
The chin.
Oh,
chin music.
goodness.
I can't stop
Oh.
thinking. I think it's sad that gimps just want to be friendly. That's my call.
Okay, so what?
And I think we should respect that. I think we should all look inside ourselves and look at our own inner gimp.
I think that's
And
I think that's really powerful because we're othering them, Darren. That's what we're doing, and we need to be inclusive of them.
he's the Somerset gimp, but what if he goes over toward East Somerset and he gets on the turf of the East Somerset gimp?
Well,
And then they have a gimp off.
okay, that is a fight I would not want to have to adjudicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, thanks for putting up with all of those theories. You've actually battled pretty hard during this segment.
No,
you're a bloody incredible guy.
Well, everyone is amazing.
You're on fire. You're so deep.
I really am.
I've got to go, and I'll next week I'll tell you about a really deep country, the country of Bhutan, which is very deep.
Oh, okay, I know
Bhutan?
about that place. Yeah, Bhutan. It's got an odd-shaped flag, I reckon. And doesn't it have a national happiness index? Aren't they the ones who are on about that? Anyway.
Don't know. But
Darren,
anyway.
You can tell us about that next week. I look forward to it already.
Of course. Thanks. See you later.
That is the one and the only, the Darren and the Casey.